Well, hey, everybody, grace and peace. Welcome to Sandy Hook United Methodist Church Wednesday update. And today I'm going to share a devotion before we get into the announcements. It's good to be with you. My name is Paul Desay. I'm the pastor here. I hope you are doing well today. The church is kind of going through a really, really rough time as we lost a very amazing man, member, brother of the church, Tim Toole, yesterday to COVID. And so we want to be lifting him, his family up in prayer, Dina and Aubrey and family today. The devotion. The armor of God is what I preached on Sunday. And today I'd like to take it another step forward, kind of connect some more things to it. The armor of God is something that the Apostle Paul says at the end of the letter of Ephesians. It says, put on the full armor of God. And you maybe have heard that before. This past Sunday, if you weren't able to listen to the sermon is in the newsletter, so you can kind of click on that link and listen to it if you want to, or watch it. But the armor of God is something that Paul encourages the people to put on, the church to put on, to stand against the schemes of the devil, of the enemy, Satan. We all know the attacks. We all know evil is real. So Paul says, hey, put on the full armor of God. Now, what I shared on Sunday was that in the Old Testament, there's all these prophecies that the Messiah would come who would wear armor, have a sword, that would speak the truth, that would wear the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of salvation. And so Jesus shows up, and he didn't have physical armor. He didn't have a sword in his hand, but metaphorically he did. And he did stand against the schemes of the devil. And actually, through his actions, he defeated the enemy, defeated evil. And that happened on the cross, right? So one of the things I wanted to talk about today is, as we, Sandy Hook United Methodist Church, as other churches, as other believers, collectively put on the armor of God, because it's a church thing. It's plural, you, plural, put on the armor of God. We put on the armor of God together. We put on the armor of Jesus together, and we follow in his footsteps. And if we want to be people that stand against the schemes of the devil, one of the things that we do in following in the footsteps of Jesus is we go all the way to the cross. And here's the thing I'd like to say to you today, is that sacrificial love is spiritual warfare. Sacrificial love is spiritual warfare. In other words, as we follow Jesus to the cross, as we die to ourself, as we die to our selfishness, as we die to our sin, as we die to our desiring to have it our way, our rights, as we sacrifice that, as we surrender that, we put ourselves in a situation at the cross to be able to see the needs of others, to care more about the needs of others than ourselves. We're able to provide sacrificial love, this agape love. We're able to love the way that Jesus loved, and therefore that love that defeated the enemy is a love that we are able to stand against the schemes of the devil. So I'd like to suggest to you that sacrificial love is spiritual warfare. That's the way we fight against the enemies. We follow Jesus, we follow in his footsteps all the way to the cross. We know that life is on the other side, the resurrection and resurrected life that Paul talks about in his letters. And so we want to follow Jesus. So what Satan wants to do, what the enemy wants to do, is for you not to love, for you to be focusing on yourself, focus on your comfort and your security, right? But with Jesus, Jesus desires for us to follow in his footsteps, as Paul says, to imitate Jesus, to all the way to the cross, to give agape love, surrendering to Christ, and also sharing that love to the world around us. So that's my devotion today. Sacrificial love is spiritual warfare. And typically in the church, we talk about spiritual warfare. We talk about all these extra things that we do on top of what we're already doing as Christ followers. I'd suggest to you that really, wearing the armor of God is to live the life of Christ. Really, it all comes down to following Jesus or imitating Jesus, as Paul said in Ephesians 5. So there you go. Praying for you today as part of your church that we would wear the armor of God to stand against the schemes of the enemy. Some announcements. You ready? Here we go. COVID update. As you know, we're taking a break from small groups and Sunday school and nursery for a few weeks because COVID is surging here. As we just shared with you, it's tough. One of the things that we want to share with you, outdoor activities are fairly safe. So if your small group or your ministry team your ministry wants to gather outside, I think that's good. It's probably the best place for us to get together. We're going to do that at the park. We have canoeing upcoming. We have the Fall Bazaar, outdoor events. And so I would encourage you, if that's what you want to do in your small group, to have an outside Bible study or whatever. I encourage you to social distance, wear masks if you're in a tight crowd, use wisdom. But anyway, just wanted to give you that update. We have some, I think the youth are going to have an outdoor event this coming Sunday. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so next up is youth group and families have a trip to Freedom Springs Water Park this Sunday, immediately after second service. We got the Wednesday night Bible study going on Heaven. That'll be tonight, 6:30, 7:30. We'll try to broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. We had a problem last week, but I think we got to figure it out. So we'll broadcast. Encourage you. We're going to social distance in the sanctuary again. Please wear your masks. So that's Bible study tonight, 6:30, 7:30. We have membership classes beginning in September. Let the office know or let me know if you'd like to join the church, and we'll figure out those membership class dates. Worship in the Park is Sunday, September 12th. We're going to be at Clifty Park with Petersville United Methodist Church. There's 6 parks where there's worship services going on. There's 11 churches involved, and so there'll be worship all over the city. So we're having an 11 a.m. worship service followed by a meal at Clifty Park on Sunday, September 12th. Again, we'll be social distancing and we'll be trying to figure out the safest ways to do the food and things like we've done in the past. So keep that in mind. More information will be coming on what we're asking you to bring for food as we get closer to that event. Fall Bazaar is October 2nd, which is a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. A little side note on that, if you like to bake, they're going to do a bake goods table. So please see Fran if you'd like to donate some good sweets to that event. Canoe and picnic time is Sunday, October 10th at Mill Race Park. After the Sunday service, second service, it'll be from 12 to 4. It'll be food, a good time to canoe, things like that. So if you have any questions, see Jonathan Stavenheim. And as always, hey, we have this great newsletter that goes out every Wednesday. If you don't get it, let me know. We'll sign you up. We want to get you that information. So continue to pray for the Toole family. Pray for Dina, pray for Aubrey, pray for Logan, pray for Hadley, pray for the rest of the family in the time of grief. I know this shakes up everybody. The devotion, put on the full armor of God. Sacrificial love is spiritual warfare. So it's all about love. It always has been and always will be. And then the announcements I share with you. So, hey, grace and peace, everyone. Let me know if you have any questions on anything. Love you. Take care.